I'm talking today to Debra Odutuyo from MTA Productions, who produced Meet The Adebanjos and a new show called T-Boy.
T-Boy is an online comedian. He's a sensation. He's been posting YouTube videos for a long time now and has about 30 million views on his YouTube page, and is sort of well known across the world for just entertaining people via YouTube. And Andrew and I decided to include T-Boy in the first season of Meet The Adebanjos, and that's the first occasion or first chance that we had to work with him and realise what an amazing talent he is. And Andrew, who's such a visionary, was like, you know what, I can...
Andrew's your co-producer?
Andrew's my co-producer. And we've produced Meet The Adebanjos, we've produced T-Boy Show, and we're going to produce many more shows together. And he's a great visionary, and he looked at T-Boy and said, you know what, Debs, I think, because initially when we were doing Meet The Adebanjos, we were talking about the Fresh Prince of Africa. And Andrew was like, I think T-Boy he's a star, we could really use him and utilise him in that show, in creating a show like that. And we just worked with him over the years, and this idea was always sort of in the back burner, but not until 2013, after we finished Meet The Adebanjos season 2, we brought it to life.
And what's the setup of T-Boy?
Okay, so if you think sort of Fresh Prince meets Coming to America, it's about a rich Nigerian who is the son of a governor, and he comes to the UK with really sort of like hopes of being a star, really sort of pompous attitude, expecting to live in a very sort of luxurious sort of lifestyle, similar to what he has experienced in Nigeria. And he comes and it's completely different. He has to live in very humble surroundings with his auntie, who was married to his late uncle, and his sort of geeky sci-fi cousin.
And his auntie is white, as it turns out.
His auntie is white, yes. Auntie Bola. She's white. She married T-Boy's uncle, and she really embraced the Nigerian culture. And she now goes by the name of Auntie Bola and cooks Nigerian food, and really, you know, has taken him in as her son, which, you know, I think it represents like the African culture, which is very sort of inviting and warm.
And he has to deal with the fact that he wants to be a star, and he has to go to school and come to terms with all those situations. Absolutely.
I mean, the great thing about this show, it has a lot of cross-cultural aspects of it. So you see, how does a young Nigerian who's used to sort of a certain way, used to money being the answer to everything, have to adapt when people are not so easily bought? Adapt when, you know, money doesn't buy his way out of everything. He actually has to do some work, and just, you know, really, how does he adapt to that sort of lifestyle, which is very different to what he's experienced in Nigeria.
And so when can we expect to see T-Boy? T-Boy
is launching in the spring on London Live, which will be on Sky, Freeview and Virgin. That is the Evening Standard's new TV channel. So it's one of the leading shows that will be launching on that channel.
And what has happened to Meet The Adebanjos since we last saw you?
A lot. 24 episodes have happened. We've just finished season 2. What we wanted to do is really sort of expand the premise of the show. So, for instance, we built a new cafe, and in our studio set, we increased some of the characters. We brought in new characters to the show, and we shot 24 episodes of season 2, and that's doing really well. Meet The Adebanjos has launched on OHTV in the UK, and it's launching across Africa on Mnet's channel, and also in America as well.
And you were also on SABC, weren't you? What sort of viewing figures did you get on SABC?
Oh, SABC did really well on SABC. I think we had about 4 million views on the channel, and we were the 5th most watched comedy of the show. So that, you know, did really, really well on SABC. I mean, the thing we get quite a lot of is a lot of people from South Africa. The South African audience really love Meet The Adebanjos, and they can relate to it and identify with it. And I think that shows in the viewing figures. We have 4 million people watching it and enjoying it.
And what are the sales plans for T-Boy?
Okay, T-Boy it's literally fresh, fresh out of the oven. And our plan really is, you know, is in line with our vision to be the leaders of sort of African focused content. We want to launch that across Africa as well. So we'll be flying out to South Africa to speak to some interested parties, and then be looking at sort of Pan-African deals that work for the show. But I mean, it's a great show. So it's one of them things that as soon as people know it's out there, we'll probably have to sort of make a decision on where to go.